Today on Stock Charts in Focus, we're kicking off earnings season with a bang, showing you some of the new tools that have just rolled out that are going to help you stay on top of all the action, which companies are beating, which companies are missing, and everything in between. We've got new data, we've got new visualizations. We're going to show you how it all works on the show today. Plus, we're going to hit our summer sale, one of the biggest sales we've ever done at Stock Charts. Right now, just a short while longer, you can save up to 30% off with one of our biggest discounts. So it's all new, it's all here. It's Stock Charts in Focus. All right, my friends, welcome to the show, Stock Charts in Focus. Of course, our product focus show here on the channel where we dig into the site, dive into the tools, walk you through the features, and ultimately help you get more value out of Stock Charts. That's our mission here every Friday up on the channel. So good to be back with you for another episode, especially this one at the start of earnings season. Always a big time, and I am thrilled to say this time around that we have more earnings coverage, more earnings tools, more data than ever before on Stock Charts. This is going to be one of the biggest, baddest, best earnings season on Stock Charts in history. So I'm excited to walk you through all those new tools today. Now, if you're new to the show, my name is Grayson Roze, a Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts.com. It is wonderful to be with you. Before we get going, I do want to remind everyone right now, just a limited time, we're offering this summer sale going on right now at Stock Charts. You can save up to 30% off with 2 free months of Stock Charts service. You can save almost $220 off a Stock Charts subscription. So some of the tools that you're going to see on the show today are things you have to be a Stock Charts member for. Of course, our most powerful tools and features you have to be a Stock Charts member for to get the most out of your Stock Charts experience, to get the most out of your investing and trading toolkit and charting and all of that good stuff. You got to be a Stock Charts member, and this is the time to sign up or extend your account out in the future. So we'll jump over to the site. We'll take a really quick look at that, and then we'll jump into the meat of today's show, looking at these earnings tools. Let's get it going. All right, everyone, welcome to Stock Charts. Welcome to the site. And like I said, right up at the top of the page right now, we've got these red banners up across that give you access to that summer sale. So if you give those a click right now, that'll take you over to that landing page. You'll actually see how much you can save. So again, right now you can extend or sign up if you're not a current Stock Charts member, and you can save huge. Like I said, up to almost $220. You can extend your account out into the future. You can sign up for a brand new account right now, but this is the best, the cheapest way to sign up for Stock Charts. You're going to get up to 2 free months. You can save up to 30% off. And the big news is that our prices are going up just a little bit. All those inflationary pressures and everything, those are hitting us too. So prices for a Stock Charts subscription going up a little bit at the start of next month. So you only have another 2 weeks or so to lock in this discounted rate, again, for up to 14 months. If you sign up for that 12-month deal, you'll get 2 free months on top of that. So take a look at this if you haven't already. If you are a current Stock Charts member, this is a total no-brainer. Lock in your account for the next 14 months and save big. And if you are thinking about signing up for Stock Charts, if you've been thinking about leveling up your trading toolkit, your investing tools and all of that, charts, of course, all that good stuff, this is the time to do it. This is the time to sign up. So you can visit stockcharts.com/special to get here if that red banner isn't up there, but look for those banners across the top of the site. So let's jump back over to our charts and tools page. We'll jump into the show talking about earnings season. It's kicking off right now. We've had some big reports from a couple of huge bank stocks, a couple of other consumer staple stocks. It's getting going, right? We're gearing up for earnings season here. And the big news is that thanks to our latest site-wide product release, here on our charts and tools page, you can scroll down to that what's new section, give that a click. You can learn more about our latest site-wide product release, which has brought a host of new features to the site, including some new earnings data, earnings visualizations, earnings tools, updates to the earnings calendar, lots of great stuff there. So that's what we're going to highlight on the show today. Now, I want to pull this What's New page up because if you haven't had a chance to look at this, definitely head over here. Again, you can get here by going to stockcharts.com/new, or from that Charts and Tools page, look for that What's New card at the bottom. But once you get here, give this a click. That's going to open up the release notes. So this gives you all the details on everything that has rolled out across the StockCharts website, but it'll give you quick access to all of those features as well. So you can see right here, earnings and revenue history now available on the symbol summary page. You can actually track quarterly results, beats and misses, all of that good stuff. Or you can look at annual results for up to the last 4 years. We're going to dive into that in just a minute. But earnings and revenue history now available on the symbol summary page. That's one of the things that we're going to highlight today. As you can see, a whole bunch of other new features throughout the site as well. And one of my personal favorites is the next thing that we're going to highlight, which is these group filters on the earnings calendar. So again, we've got kind of two main earnings features. They actually span 3 pages, as you're going to see. But we've got enhancements for our earnings calendar, and we have more data on the symbol summary page when you're researching individual companies. So wanted to show this off to everyone. We've touched on it a couple times in the last few weeks, but these release notes, very, very helpful for seeing all of the new things that have rolled out across StockCharts. So we'll close this down. We'll actually head back over to that Charts and Tools page because I want to make sure that you know how to access the different things that have rolled out. So we're going to start with the earnings calendar. Again, right, earnings season is kicking off. We've got lots of reports. Everyone at this time of year is always wondering who's reporting next, who's reporting today and tomorrow and next week, whether it's an individual company that you're trying to follow or if you just kind of want to get the broad list of everything that is happening. So a few months back, we rolled out our earnings calendar. Of course, you can get there by going to that Charts and Tools page, top left corner of any page around the StockCharts website. Scroll down to the Summary Pages area, and right in the middle there, you'll see the earnings calendar. You can give that a click just like we did with that What's New page. This is something that we rolled out a few months back. It has been very, very popular so far. We've got 2 separate views for this earnings calendar. You can look at reported earnings, recently reported companies that have already reported. Or if you want to kind of look out in the future, you can click right over to that upcoming earnings tab, and that'll actually show you who is about to report in the next couple of days, couple of weeks, those kinds of things. So first and foremost, you've got 2 important tabs to know on this earnings calendar. Like I said, though, this is something that we actually rolled out at the end of last year. It was very, very helpful for the last earnings season. And this time around, with this latest site-wide product release, we've made it even more powerful. We've added what we're calling group filters to this page. So for both tabs, reported earnings and upcoming earnings, you now have a second menu right up at the top of the page. Of course, that first menu allows you to choose a couple of different time frames. Recently reported earnings over the last 2 days, last week, last month, or if you want to see everything all in one go, you can click that all button. It's going to default to things that have reported over the last week. You've got a second menu on this page now, though, which shows you all of these different group filters for actually narrowing down this earnings calendar, making it a little more functional, making it a little bit more useful and easy to navigate for you. So chances are when you're thinking about all the companies that are out there reporting earnings in the next couple of days, you might want to target things by large cap stocks only, or maybe you only want to look at reports coming up in the Dow Industrials, those classic 30 names. Or maybe you want to target by sector. You want to focus in on the financial names that are reporting in the next week. Maybe it's a big time for bank earnings, so you really want to narrow down to the just the financial names. All of those things are possible now with these different group filters. Very, very easy to use. You just open up that menu, click whichever group you want to see, and it will automatically filter those results for you. So again, let's say you wanted to only focus on things in the S&P 100 over the last week. Well, there you go. As you see, you can just select that group, select your time frame, and you're going to get that short filtered list right there in front of you. If you want to do something like, hey, what are the bank stocks that have reported in the last week? There have been some big ones in there, like JP Morgan, Citigroup, Wells Fargo. So you can quickly jump down to just those financial stocks or just those technology stocks. If you want to filter by scooter universes, which filters again by kind of market cap level, large, mid, and small cap stocks. But if you want to focus in on those scooter universes, maybe you only want to see the small cap stocks that have reported within the last week. You can see how easy it is to do that. I am loving this. I'm finding it very, very fun and very, very useful to be able to kind of narrow down that earnings calendar, right? When you've got that huge list in front of you, it can be a little bit daunting, but obviously zeroing down into specific groups makes this thing a lot more useful. Now, as you can imagine, we also have the exact same thing on that upcoming earnings page. So here, you don't have that same kind of date filtering. This is just going to show you everything out into the future that we've got dates for. But you can filter this by those same groups. So if you wanted to look at, hey, what's reporting in the next couple of days, couple of weeks in the NASDAQ 100? Well, there you go. You can filter by NASDAQ 100 stocks. Again, you could filter by technology stocks. Let's do that this time. Going to be kind of similar to the NASDAQ 100, but you can see how easy it is to do that. And then the other nice thing is that, of course, on the right side of this table, you also have that search function. So if you do want to search for a very specific symbol, you can do that over on the right side of the table as well. Now, a couple other quick notes about what you can do with this earnings calendar. Once you've set this up, let's say you're looking at reported earnings in the last week. Let's go back to financials because that's kind of a fun one. Once you've got that filtered down to exactly the group that you want to see, you can do actually a couple of exciting things with this page. First and foremost, you can click on the name to open up a chart of that symbol. So if you wanted to look at a chart of JP Morgan, just click right on the name. That will do that. If you just want to see a quick little mini chart of JP Morgan, you can actually hover over the symbol for any of these symbols in this table. And as you can see, it'll show you a quick little mini chart so you can get a sense of kind of how that thing has been trading. So in this case, we can see that JP Morgan leading into earnings was actually kind of running up against resistance, had made a bit of a breakout, and is now moving higher. So those nice little mini charts, I always love to use that. And that actually goes for any of the tables across pretty much the entire StockCharts website. Bookmark that one, remember that, store that one in your brain. It's a good little trick. Now, if you want to jump to a specific tool, you can actually use this handy new menu over on the left side. Open that up and you can jump to any of the tools around the site for that specific symbol. So symbol summary, which we're going to take a look at in just a second. You can pull up any of the charting tools for that, or even something like seasonality. Two other little cool things that you can do. You can actually add this to a chart list. If you wanted to add JP Morgan to one of your chart lists, save that maybe to your watch list, something like that. You can easily do that from the right side of the table. And finally, if you wanted to create an alert, maybe you want to say if JP Morgan jumps 2% after earnings or something like that, you could easily set that up, create a new price alert, choose whether it's crossing above or crossing below a specific price, or even open up that percentage menu and do specific percentage targets on any of these symbols. You can choose how you want to see it, email, text message, site notification. You've got a lot of options in there. So some great tools that already exist on our earnings calendar, but some exciting new ones with these group filters. Give it a shot. It's now available. And by the way, one other little shortcut that you can actually use, if you go to stockcharts.com/earnings, that'll actually take you right to the earnings calendar. So you can, of course, get there by going through that charts and tools page, look for that card, click that link. But if you know where you're going and you just want to get to the earnings calendar real quick this season, you can actually just type in stockcharts.com/earnings up in the bar at the top. That'll take you right to our earnings calendar. So that is our first stop on the show today, taking a look at those group filters. But once you get down into it, let's say JP Morgan has just reported and you're interested in kind of zeroing in on that specific stock. You want to do a little bit more research on JPM in particular. Well, we've added some new earnings tools to help you do just that, right on our symbol summary page. So we're going to actually use that little menu. We are going to open that up for JPM and we are going to click symbol summary. This is going to take us right over to one of my absolute favorite tools on the entire StockCharts website, of course, our symbol summary page. This is kind of our high-level research tool. Allows you to really dig into a particular symbol. You do get a little mini chart, so you can, of course, see a technical visualization of what has been happening with that name, but it's also going to bring in additional price data. It's going to bring in after hours, pre and post market data on here, give you kind of a summary, fundamentals, technicals, and new to this page, it's going to give you earnings and revenue history right on here. So this is a fantastic tool. If you are not already using this for researching individual names, this truly is one of my favorite tools, something that I spend a lot of time with. And by the way, you can actually get here up at the top of any page around the StockCharts website. Click open that little menu next to the search bar, select symbol summary, and then type in a symbol. That'll send you right to this symbol summary page. So a very, very powerful resource, something that I like to remind people is here on StockCharts. So what we've added is earnings and revenue history, and actually you can jump down to it if you click that little tab right up at the top of the page. We've added this new panel to the symbol summary view, which again shows you earnings and revenue history either quarterly or on an annual basis over the last couple of quarters or couple of years. Let's walk through this. Let's explore this thing because there's actually a lot here to unpack a little bit that you're going to want to know. So first and foremost, up in the top left corner of that panel, you've got your menu for selecting between quarterly or annual. This is going to default to quarterly. That's what we typically care about, right? Going over the last 4 quarters of reports. And in this graph, it's going to show you the actual reported earnings per share value. That's either going to be the green or the red circle. And then that gray circle is going to be what the consensus estimates were. So for Q2 2022 here, we can see the consensus estimate was 289 and JPM came in at 276. So missed there on earnings. We can see that we've beat over the last 3 quarters though. If that green dot is above the gray, and if it's green, that means they have beat. If it's red and below, that means they have missed. So you can hover over any of these dots to actually get those numbers. Really, really nice and easy to do this. You can see those consensus estimates. You can also see the actual reported values right in there simply by hovering over, and you see which quarter they have reported for. Same concept for that revenue history graph, which is over on the right. So we can see consensus revenue estimates, and we can see what reported revenue actually came in at. This is going to be listed in millions, by the way. So for some of these larger companies, you got to do a little bit of mental math, but nice and easy to see that. And of course, we as chartists love to see trends. We love to think about direction. So we can see in this case, revenue and earnings for JPM continuing to rise in concert with a chart that has recently made a breakout. This might be a nice one to keep an eye on. So quarterly values in these 2 graphs. Now you can view that in one of 2 ways. You can either use the chart view, my favorite because I love charts, but if you do want to view this as just the raw data, you want to see this in more of a tabular data table kind of format, you can do that here. Just click over to table view in the top right corner of that panel. That'll show you the exact same information right here in this table view. This will also show you earnings, not just earnings per share, but actual earnings. So you actually do get a little bit more data here in the table view. But again, you can do that quarterly or on an annual basis. So let's flip back over to the chart view. Let's take a look at the annual option. If you flip over to annual, that's going to give you the same kind of concept, total earnings and estimated earnings on an annual basis over the last 4 years. Same idea, you can hover over any of these bars to get those values. You've got EPS and you've got estimated EPS right there with the gray bar, and you can do that again over the last 4 years. You can do the exact same thing with revenue. View revenue history over the last 4 years on an annualized basis. So really, really glad that we have this now on the symbol summary page. It is has been a long time coming. A lot of you have been asking us for this for quite a long time. We finally have it here on a symbol summary page. I'm using it, loving it, especially right now with earnings season kicking off. By the way, same idea. You can actually view this in table view. So if you want to look at those annual numbers over the last couple of years, you can view that like we did with the quarterly. You can also view that in this table view. So that is the new earnings panel here on our symbol summary page. Now, the symbol summary page is an important resource, one that I want you guys to know about, definitely, but it's also a resource that kind of exists in two different places. What we're looking at here is what we kind of refer to as the standalone version. So if you go up to the top of any page around the site, you open up that symbol summary menu, type in a ticker symbol, that'll send you right over to our symbol summary page. We've taken this page though and also built a chart list view for it. So if you're a StockCharts member, you can save those symbols that you're following right into chart lists, and then you can actually pull up the chart list symbol summary view for any list that you've created in your account, and you can easily flip through different companies. So rather than having to come to this page and type in a different company, instead of coming here and typing in Citigroup or going back to the earnings calendar, clicking on a different name and going back and forth, you can actually just jump to the chart list view. Let's take a look at that now. It's the exact same page, same features, so we're not going to walk through it in great detail, but I want to make sure you understand that that exists and how important it is. So if we jump over to our dashboard, kind of the heart and soul of your StockCharts account, you can click that chart list button right at the kind of top right corner. Give that a click, that'll scroll you right down to your chart lists. So once you start building up these chart lists, you're going to have these full lists of stocks. And you can actually view those chart lists in a couple of different ways. Obviously, classic things like summary view and chart list view, chart book view, one chart at a time. But we've got some other exciting views as well, some other really powerful views, one of which, of course, is the symbol summary view. So once you jump over to that symbol summary view, you're sort of viewing a chart list in that symbol summary tool that we were just looking at. And this allows you to actually click through one symbol at a time without having to type in different symbols. Now, this is huge, especially if you've got your portfolio saved into a chart list, which you should. If you are an investor, if you're a trader, no matter who you are, the things that you own should definitely be saved into a chart list. That is one of my favorite tips to give new StockCharts users and longtime StockCharts members as well. But also your watch lists. Chances are you're keeping an eye on the markets, especially if you're following earnings season. You're probably keeping an eye on names that are setting up, things that are on your watch list, right? And you've created a chart list for that. In this case, that's actually what we're looking at right now, is what I call my tier 1 watch list, sort of a long running list of stocks that I am keeping an eye on. And so as you can see, you can create a watch list with these chart lists, keep an eye on the stocks that you are following, and you can use this symbol summary view to simply flip through those charts. Instead of having to click through or type in different symbols one at a time, you can use that symbol summary view to simply click through the list. Now you can also jump to a specific chart in that list. So we could jump down to something like Rollins here using that menu in the middle. So you've got a couple of different options, click through or jump to a specific name. All of the tools and features that are on that symbol summary page also exist in the chart list view. So you can click that earnings tab in the middle and jump right down to those quarterly and annual earnings and revenue history graphs or tables here on the symbol summary page. Exact same concept. All those same features exist. You can hover over everything to get the data. You can flip over to table view. You can flip over to the annual view as well. Everything that exists on that symbol summary page that we just took a look at, it's right here for you in the chart list view as well. So definitely spend some time, if you're a StockCharts member, spend some time getting to know the symbol summary page and spend some time using this chart list view for symbol summary, especially if you've got a chart list that is full of individual stocks. That's where this thing really flies. Again, it's kind of that high-level research tool for individual stocks. This is an incredibly powerful resource and only getting bigger and better with additions like our new earnings and revenue history data right on this page as well. So that is going to do it for us on the show today. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, taking a look at some of these new tools, new data, new visualizations that you can use this earnings season. I'm thrilled that we have these on StockCharts. I'm thrilled with the earnings calendar additions. Makes it a lot easier to track all those names that are reporting. Also, now with the addition of earnings and revenue history right on that symbol summary page, you can really dig in once you've kind of zeroed in on a specific company that you're researching or thinking about, maybe placing a trade on, placing an investment in. You can really dig into that earnings and revenue history, see if they've been beating, see if they've been missing, see how those numbers have been coming in. So that symbol summary page, again, one of my favorite resources So glad that we've expanded that now with earnings and revenue history. You got to see a look at that, not just the standalone symbol summary page, but also that chart list view, which makes that thing really fly, especially for monitoring your portfolio or those watch lists. Earnings season, I'm excited for it. It's kicking off. It's going to really kick into high gear here soon. We got the bank stocks reporting now. We've got the ball rolling right on earnings season. So these tools hopefully going to be top of mind for you as this earnings season gets up and running. Again, I want to thank you so much for tuning into the show today. Remember, we do this every Friday, digging into features, digging into tools, ultimately helping you get more value out of StockCharts. We're always using those different resources around the site, showing you ways that I use things in my own trading and investing approach as well. So the show is always packed with tips and tricks, ways to get more out of StockCharts, ways to get more out of your investing toolkit on the site. Remember, speaking of your investing toolkit on the site, our summer sale going on right now, stockcharts.com/special. That'll take you right there. You can get up to 2 free months, save over 30% off a StockCharts membership. Our prices are going up a little bit at the start of next month. So this is the perfect time to sign up, lock in that discounted rate. You're going to lock in that discounted rate for up to 14 months with this sale, with this special. So definitely don't miss that. Again, stockcharts.com/special is the link. Make sure you take advantage of that summer sale while you still can. At the end of the month, it's going away, and once it's gone, it's gone. So again, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. I'll see you soon for another edition next Friday of StockCharts in Focus. Again, my name is Grayson Roze, Vice President of Operations here at StockCharts.com. I'll see you soon. But until then, chart on, my friends.